There's a huge bumblebee in here. Not a good place for you to be, buddy. Seriously, why are you in here? There's no flowers in here. I know I smell wonderful, but... Good morning. So I'm back in the workshop. So today I am working on the Union Jack semi-acoustic, electric, whatever it's going to be, and working on the vintage, obviously. So far I haven't done too much. I've oiled the top of this, a couple of coats just to give it some kind of protection. This will rub off when being played. So once I've done the guitar and I've built it and everything, I'll see if I can protect that a bit better. I'm going to be using this and the electrics from this in here, and I'm going to be using this. So we're going to have a single coil down here, and I'm going to do a humbucker up here with a kind of coil split. Well, you'll see what happens with that later. We've got a rosewood neck to go on there as well. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, so we've cut a block out and now I've got the box. I'm going to measure up. So I'll take the lid off because that's going to pretty much stay as is. No cutting involved on that, so I'm going to put that to the side. And the block. And then go inside here, as all the guitar builds I do. And we'll be screwed in the back there. And will come out there. So you just measure from there to there, and that will give you the depth of the pocket you need to cut. Where's my tape measure gone? I am organised. That's over here. Alright, so we're looking at 4.5 centimetres. So I'll just measure down there. Head that, and that's going to be our depth, and that will bring the block to the top of the lid, which is what you want, obviously. Please do check out my other videos on doing all this with the tins and stuff. It's all good. So yeah, I'm going to cut that out about there. I might leave that little handle on, I don't know. Cut that out about there. So we've cut the shape out for the neck. It's slightly tight, so I'm just filing it back, which is good because then it gives me a chance to make sure it's nice and tidy. I'm just filing it back very gently. And making it nice and neat. Because you want it nice and snug anyway, so it doesn't flap about. And voila, she's in. Right, and it's nice and tight. So that will screw onto there, like so, at the back, and our neck will go on there, like so, and then the lid will go on the top. That should be perfect. Neck bolted on, just temporarily, and it all lines up really great. So the block's in, neck's on, and now we're going to line up for the bridge, which I think is going to be this. So all we do here is I put a string on the bottom, string on the top, and we line up, make sure the neck's straight, and it's all the top and the bottom string line up properly, and then we mark out where it's going to go at 25.5 scale length. Okay, so we've got the bridge positioned like a 25.5 to 26 scale length there, so it should be good for intonating, which is about right. And then if I use a humbucker here, which I intend to, should be about there. Usually it's about 100 mil, 10 centimeters from center of neck pickup to center bridge pickup, so that's about right. So I've marked a little pencil mark center of the pickup shape there, pickup there, rather than on the outside, so I don't have any pencil marks anywhere. So now we put the bottom string on, top string on, and we'll line out and get it straight with the neck. So that looks about right there. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this centre screw in here. I'm going to mark it and drill and screw it, because then it can pivot to straighten it up, but that's basically dead straight with the neck. At this point you can check the intonation roughly, and you know that it's more or less there, then there's room to go either way. Yeah, cool. Quickly plugged the hole where the old trem block used to go in the block, so I've got something to screw to when I put the bridge back on. So now it's time for electrics, yeah. So I've got my holes all nice and neat, so it's going to look something like this. It's a shame I don't have a chrome pickup to go here, but I've got what I've got. Would have been nice to have a chrome surround at least, I don't know, but still, it's going to be cool. because I'm using Strat pickups and not Telecaster pickups, these holes aren't going to work. I'm going to have to drill holes either end for the adjustment screws. No, yep. So I've marked them on the back. They're going to go there, like so, and I'm going to drill through, and hopefully that's gonna work. Shake your hand. Okay, let's hit it. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. Splendid. Actually worked out pretty good. Happy with that. Whoo! Pick up in. Quite cool. These holes, I also just put some decorative screws in there, which will assist in holding it down as well. So little short round heads. And there we're fine. So now we've got all this. So I'm probably going to have to unwire some of this, maybe. I don't know. I might not have to. So I know that the blue one is the neck, which will go like so, and the red one, as in the red tape, is the middle. Just need to sand out that hole, just a tad. I don't want to force it. With this way of doing it, got the pickups in, drilled the 4 holes. These pickups can be individually raised up and down rather than the whole pickup raising up and down, which is kind of a cool feature. But obviously the surround I have, unless I make one, which I don't really want to do, only has the holes for the adjustment screws there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position the surround where it's going to be, which is there. I'm going to screw it in, and then I'm going to screw from the back, as I did with this one, have the adjustment screws, and then use the old screw holes just as mounting screw holes. So now planning out where the knobs and stuff are going to go. I think traditional is cool. Got these 3 chrome knobs, which are cool, which will fit it quite nicely. Switch gear under here somewhere. Yeah. There's a huge bumblebee in here. Not a good place for you to be, buddy. Seriously, why are you in here? There's no flowers in here. I know I smell wonderful, but oh. There he is, look. Oh, don't come in here and die. Bloody huge bumblebee. How am I going to get him out of there? Go on, go, that way, not this way. Maybe it's following me. Hey, come on, buddy. This way, that's it. He just wanted to say hello. Right, knobs are on, so we've got the volume, tone. So what we're going to have here, the configuration we're going to have here, once I've got the toggle switch in, it's going to be a 5-way switch. So the switch is probably going to go about here, down here somewhere. Probably the same angle as these, perhaps, or straight. No, probably the same angle as these because it's easier with the hand. So we're going to have, first position will be here. Second position will be here and here. Third position will be just this. So kind of cool split in a way. Fourth position will be, sorry, this and this. So fourth position will be the 2, which will be like humbucker. And then fifth position will be just this. So it's kind of split that side, if that makes sense. Alright, job done. So I've extended the 2 wires. And the switch can now go about here. So I'm going to cut that out and get it all together. It'll be awesome. Nearly there. And there it is. Switch all in. Looks okay, man. Yeah, so now I just need to wire up a jack socket, make sure it all works before we put it all together, because once this thing goes together, it's going to be a ball ache to get it apart again, to get at the electric, so I've got to make sure that they're good. Very easy job to put the jack socket there, Strat style for this one, I think. It wasn't too hard to do, just cut a hole there like that with the Dremel tool, which finishes the front of that off. All wiring done and working, but now I need to cut a bit out here and a bit out here to accommodate all of this, and then it should all go together. This is dry now for screwing into, so yeah. So I've got the strings on now, and it all lines up. Nice, very cool. Happy with that. I did have to change the tuners because 3 of the tuners that were on it were broken, and I didn't have any that matched, but I had this set. But I think I've managed to get it on there pretty neatly. So that's that done. Now I'm in the setup stage, which I might let you see. I don't usually on my videos, because I do have another video which shows you how to set up a guitar, but I might bring you along on this one. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so setting this thing up. Action is high at the moment. I've shimmed the neck slightly like I always do on these builds. I've just used a neck plate and whatever you call it, spacer in there, which always does the job. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the neck relief here. I've tuned it up to concert pitch, and if I hold it first fret and last fret, I can see there's quite a lot of slack in the middle of that. I don't know if you can see that or not. So that can be straightened a little bit. Also, before I do anything, I need to screw this whole thing down, because by doing that and screwing this lid down and making it all very secure, it will bring the action down anyway, because it's lifting a little bit, because I haven't done that yet. So I need to drill some holes and put some screws in various places, across there. I mean, a lot of the lid is held down with all this stuff anyway, but I think it's mainly at the front here. And at the back, you see there's a bit of flapping around there, so I can get that down as well. So we'll put some screws in. Right, so I've put a couple of screws at the back here, 4 screws at the front. Now everything is nice and solid. I'm going to tighten up this truss rod quite a bit. It actually doesn't feel like it's got any tension on it at all. I hope it's not broken. Seems to be tiny. Just keep checking as you go, do like quarter turns. Oh, that's much better already. I'll leave it like that for the moment. That's giving me about 2mm. Actually, I'm going to tighten it a little bit more than that. More like 3mm. I like about 2. It's blooming string trees right now. You can always readjust later. So that's the first thing. That's better. It's about 2mm there. So around the 5th fret, when you hold them 2 down, you've got about 1mm or 2, which is what I like. Next, I'll do the intonation, and that's really easy to do. I'll do it by ear first, and then when I go in the studio and do the sound test, I'll tweak it again. But when I do it by ear, I've lost my doody. Where's my doody gone? I keep losing things today. I'll put it in there. I've got a pitch pipe. And simply that's in tune. And actually that's not too bad either. Cool, and then I'll move up to the next string and so on. That's a bit flat. So we take a screwdriver. Oh, sorry, loosen off slightly. It's flat, you loosen off. That's better. And then D. That's a bit flat as well, so we'll loosen off. So we're shortening the scale length slightly. Still flat. I always do it by ear first, and then I'll get it on the tuner. That's really flat, but you can see it will probably need to go pretty much where the other ones are. This one has a bit of a buckle. It's got a bent screw. There it goes. It's better. It's a little bit flat. Like I say, I'll get it on the tuner when I'm in the studio. That's better. Now what I like to do is stretch all the strings in. So we've got like a rough intonation. It's a rough setup on the intonation, but what that shows us is that we've got the bridge in the right place. And being 25.5, if you take it from the nut to the bridge, we're around about 25.75 in scale, roughly. So there you go. So pretty good. Just stretch these strings in. Only have to do it rough for the minute. Right, so next I'm looking at the action, so the height of the strings. We've got it roughly intonated and the truss rod's straight in the neck a bit. It's a little high, so there's two things we can do. One is we're going to lower the saddles, and the other thing we can do is we can tilt the neck and put a shim in and make it tilt a bit. Depends. We'll see if we need to do that. There is quite a way to go down, so what I tend to do is do it whole turns and then half turns until I get it where I want it. I do have a video which I'll put up in the description on a method I could sometimes use using a credit card, but I tend to these days do it by eye. So it can come down quite a bit. I might have to put a shim in this. I usually do. So I'm going to bring that down quite a bit. Once I get the low E to where I want it, the rest can kind of follow easier. Yeah. Looks like I'm going to have to shim the neck. I think that's going to end up right down on its bum bum, which we don't really want. About as low as I can get it. Yeah. It's almost there. I'm feeling the nut might be too high as well. one way to test that is to hold it at the third, and then, yeah, it should only be a very slight bit of relief, but there's quite a lot of relief there, so I might have to bring the nut down. It looks like it's cut okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll take the nut out and just shave off a bit, which will bring it down that end, and then this end I'm going to shim the neck slightly more than that. So here it is, all finished up. Found this in the workshop, which I thought was a nice touch. It makes it nice and comfortable to put your hand in, and it plays and sounds great. I had to do some fret work on it, which was all a bit tedious, but it wasn't too bad. That's a few high frets and stuff, so I did all that, gave it a fret polish, and it's great. And it sounds wonderful. So the way it works is, with this setup, you've got this toggle switch here, it's a 5-way. So we put it in position, we'll call this position 1. Is just this pickup here. And it's got its own tone there. Which is that one. And then if you put it into position 4, we'll call it 4. Some people might call it 2, but I'm calling it 4. It's both pickups. And they both have their own tone, so you can blend the tones. And stuff. And obviously you can adjust the height individually as well, which I think is quite nice. Middle position is just this one here. Which is still warm but gives it a bit of bite. This position, position 2 or position 4, whatever you want to call it, is this and this, so you get that. Get that kind of like Telecaster sound. And then we've got just the humbucker on its own. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it. It stays in tune really well, plays really cool. It's about the same size as if you imagine like a 335 kind of size. It's not, it looks big, but it's not over big. It's not actually much bigger than my Strat, but because you don't have the shape, it appears bigger. It sits on the knee okay. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not over heavy, but it's got a nice decent weight to it. Yeah, so overall, I'm really happy with that. If you want to buy this one-off, it's a one of a kind, and you live in the UK, I can't ship abroad unfortunately. This is for sale for just 120 quid. Add £10 if you want me to post it anywhere in the UK. If you want to come and collect it, or you want me to drop it off, we can come to an arrangement if we're local enough, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like these kind of videos, then hit the subscribe button. I'm doing builds on a weekly basis now, and they're all different and all unique. Give it a thumbs up because the interaction helps the videos apparently, and leave a comment and all that kind of things. If you've got any ideas for a guitar build, let me know. I hope these videos are educational in a way, and what I mean is I hope they can show you that I know you've got the top of my head cut off here, you could do this yourself. It's not that difficult to build one of these. It takes a little bit of skill. I'll give myself some credit, but you could do this yourself. Give it a go, or pay me to do it for you. I don't mind. Anyway, till next time.